G'day punters and welcome to the Wild West, brought to you by Betfair Australia. Bet smarter, not harder. Cripper, we should have bet a little bit smarter and not harder in Origin, which has come to an end.
Yes, we ended up, we went for a bit of a Hail Mary on Real Grace and a whole 8 units on it. Got out to actually sort of drifted a little bit late, but got out to a price we needed to win the whole comp, and Carberry rode it a treat, box seated, got the run, and to be honest, it was bitterly disappointing and probably a bit like our whole campaign to, in all seriousness. Well done to the Crow Eaters. South Australia got the job done. Probably a little bit smarter than us. We had our time again. All of our winners that we selected were sort of the money horses, and we sometimes tipping horses when they were $3 and they were starting twos, and we just couldn't get ahead like that. Whereas the SA guys were specking long shot to get out to a really big price on the fair, and so we still got to find a winner. So well done to them.
Exactly right. Maybe next time we can work on the tactics to back more winners too. That's probably the other thing we can do as well.
And also make sure our lay bets don't we?
Yeah, make sure. How many of them got up? Three and close to $10. That's very good stuff. Anyway, we move on. We continue on with the Ascot season. Mixed sort of day last week on the punt. Crip tipped us into a maiden in race 2, Bo Zoom, and the money came again. As much as $5.50 went up with some corporates, but sort of $3.60 was readily bet. Very early and across the board, jumped about $2.20, and it was pretty easy watching for you, Crip.
Yeah, it was wide gate, but Chris Parham showed intent, got outside the leader. It was really similar to his trial. There's a horse that sort of came at him, but as soon as he got hit with the stick, he took off, and he had a fair bit on those. And I reckon he's racing on Tuesday, and haven't done the form yet, but I could imagine he looks like a horse that might be able to put the two together. So that got us off to a good start. What do we go to next?
Naughty by Nature in race 5. Been a bit of a thorn in my side. Naughty by Nature. Crip, there is no real excuse for that one. When doing my reviews, and we're saying it's a questionable rail. I'm not entirely certain that it was hot or cold. Well, it definitely wasn't hot. Not entirely certain it was cold, but I felt that some horses didn't let down or perform on that rail as expected. This is one of them. Might be chasing an excuse, but Naughty by Nature simply didn't go as well as I'd expected. I thought CJP rode a nice race along that rail, so just didn't turn up basically.
Yeah, the jury's out with that horse now. Definitely had excuses first up, but thought was entitled to do a little bit more than I did. So I'm not sure where it goes to next.
I don't care. It's going there without me, I'd suggest. The only thing I'd say, maybe up to a mile, ridden cold or wide, 3 wide line, working to a race. There might be a race for it somewhere, but still has the ability, but we would like to have seen more there. Race 6 comes a time, suggested that the money would keep coming. The money did keep coming. Harvey rode it confidently, sat outside of Congreve Rocket. He kicked up as expected, and they knew, didn't they? It just got the job done. Actually caught pressure from a horse 3 wide. Was it Super X? Right?
Yeah,
Super X. Yeah. Copped the pressure. Usually the horse in the middle can really feel that late, but this really hit the line. Goes around again on Saturday, and probably going to be super hard to get past on Saturday. So we got the money there. Real Grace, we've already touched on. Just didn't let down, very simply. Paddy Carberry actually summed it up really well after the race when they interviewed him, and he said they'll probably go back to riding her dead cold and hope that she lets down. So maybe that could be attributed to the performance, but Bob Peters had 3 in the race and the other 2 quinelled it, so we went the wrong way.
Hand on heart, if I had to rank them in order, the winner would have been my third pick and which also hurts me because a few weeks ago, I had my biggest bet of the year on Playing Red, which got all favours and couldn't win a 50 plus, and then was actually a moral beat against. What's that horse's name? That one?
Magical Dream.
Magical Dream. It was a moral beat against Magical Dream. Next start, who then came out and won the feature. So sometimes it's a head scratcher, isn't it?
It just made a mess of form line, basically. That's why we're not betting at Northam as much these days as well. So. You saved some money there, didn't you? There's a race going in Northern as we speak, and I'm pretty sure you're happy with that result.
Kira actually got pretty short in the betting that I was
watching.
Okay. So I was half cheering on.
Clifford's
with some comfort. Ran well, ran third, beaten half a length. What stuffed up his chances? I banked on Caracapo missing the kick like it did in its trial. But Joey didn't give the memo to Chloe about being slowly away, and she pinged the lids, got to the front. Cliff's not that I never really have an excuse to. I think the breeze is a fine position racing, but when you only get beaten half a length, probably the difference between leading and breezing might have been the difference.
Yep.
Yeah, so it wasn't to be, but yeah, gave us a good sight for our money. And pretty quiet day for me personally. I had really had the 2 bets. First one won, was hoping for a big day, and actually no, sorry, I did chime in a real race as well. So, but yeah, a bit of an uneventful Ascot card, and was probably more interested in the grand final, to be honest.
Yeah, good game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was after Ascot got off to a flyer, especially for you. It's been a bit quiet the last few weeks, hasn't it? Hasn't quite hit the heights we'd hoped, but we are just about to really get stuck into the carnival. So I reckon this.
It's not even from a win or lose point of view; it's just a turnover point of view. Of I feel like some days at Ascot you get 5 or 6 good bets, and at the moment I'm struggling to find 1 or 2, which unfortunately is not much different this week. But before we get on to that, ride of the week.
Chrissy Parnham on double digit, the staying race. That was an absolute clinic. It was a W Pike type ride. He improved into it early, waited for the others to make their moves. Last man standing. They backed it off the map as well, but it was a ride that won at the race. So Chrissy Parnham double digit by a long way.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to go with Sean McGrady on MTA. Barrier 12, got the 1-1. Don't really have to say much more than that. It was a super ride. And the horse I'm going to follow is 49er from a small stable. Just had the 2 starts, been posted deep on both occasions. I think when it draws a gate, I reckon it can pinch a maiden very soon.
Tough as nails, wasn't it? Dom to Shoot should have won the race. Very stiff behind MTA in that same race. I think Dom to Shoot will go on to win the Guineas as well. So big horse to follow up line is Dom to Shoot. Correct.
Little futures tip, like it.
A little futures tip, yeah. Price, not sure if the price is there, but I think that form will stack up. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. We're going to look at races very quickly. Races 3, 5, the 2 features, the Prince of Wales, the Asian Boat, and then a quick look at the last as well. Rails back to true, southwesterly, 27 degrees. How are we expecting, or how are you expecting this to play?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Not entirely sure, as most weeks, but rail back to true is huge. Normally, that's obviously a fresh pad. Haven't seen it all season. But on the flip side, the southwesterly winds should definitely make it a bit harder for horses that don't have cover. So it might sort of cancel each other out. So yeah, going into the day, hoping or thinking it might be a fair track. I don't have a heap of early betting on Saturday, so I'm really happy just to go in, see how it plays and adjust accordingly and see what Betfair spits out late and play it like that.
It is a good day for Betfair, I think. With that inside pad, it's a real unknown. It is a good day to hop into Betfair late. So true last year, the first 3 meetings, Massive Easterly played Massive on pace, but we'll put that down to the Easterly. The next 2, they were Westerly, similar conditions to what it is on Saturday, and they both played fairly. So take for that what you will. Take of that what you will.
Yep.
Something like that. So, all right, race 3. Very quickly, we want to touch on it's the 1800 metre race, 72 plus. The horse that we think at the moment looks your early Perth Cup favourite in Truly Great. No fancy price around. Very simply, we think this just wins. It takes horribly bad luck. Even money, we dive.
Yeah, I reckon that. With these Bob Peters horses, I always feel like I mark them a lot longer than what they go up, but I've got Truly Great $1.80, currently that price, so obviously not going to dive in at the odds on quote, but if we see black odds on Betfair late, I'd be pretty happy. It's one of those, I don't back a lot of shorties, but this is one I really think he's got a little bit on this field and only bad luck beats him.
Me too. I got him $1.75. Him. I got him $1.75 in a 93% market, so if $2 is the magic number, I don't think we'll see it. I don't think it's going to occur, but you never know. If there's a little spruik for a horse like Red Hot Tip and it gets out to it, then we'll dive in and I'm sure we'll win. Race 5 is the next one we're going to have a look at here, Crip. You are pretty keen on a Simon Miller returning 4-year-old.
I am. On the day, like I said before, not a heap of interest early. Tommy Blue is she's going to be my best of the day. Real box ticket for mine. Her last preparation, she's had 1 start, then she went away. She came back, and her previous preparation was really good. Has form around the likes of Cryptic Wonder and Talladega, who both got sold to Hong Kong for big money. Son of a God, Cliffs of Comfort. Good. Brad Parnham jumps on. He's flying at the moment. Trial was good. Good barrier. Good rating. So just hard to find a chink in her, real box ticket. Hard to find a chink in her armour. So in saying that, there's a little bit of depth in this race. They've gone up about 280, 290. I've marked her at 250. To be honest, I'm really on the fence about whether to dive into the early price or hold off. Probably won't. I'll probably decide tomorrow.
Half and half?
Yeah, could even do half and half.
So
like that, yes.
Yeah.
I respect Riverbow, who was deep, got caught deep last start. Again, got back to the trials, trialled really good. Chest and Fly was one that will be a big price late. It was absolute moral beat behind Shantor first up.
Never been unplaced over 1,000.
There you go. I know you've got to give one a push as well. Sassy Trader, that was next to my market, so I'll hand over to you now.
I've got Tommy Blue on top, Ascot does, but I have them a lot tighter in the market with Sassy Trader. The 3-year-olds are making a mess of the older horses at the moment. Sassy Trader trialled behind Rewrite the Stars, and it was one of the more eye-catching trials that I've seen in recent time. Really accelerated away from them nicely on the line. I love the fact that he's down in weight, gets the 3 kilo allowance, the 3-year-old allowance. Draws 2, can jump on the back of a horse like Zeeble, who should probably spear along here. And I think that Sassy Trader and Tommy Blue sit leaders back 1-1. I think the race is between them. Current prices for me, Sassy Trader has to be the bet, but I'll probably look at a Dutch. Bit of respect for this bloke when it comes to sprint races at Ascot. So I'm really confident in that Dutch though. Riverbow's the only one that could knock us off. But there's a good weight swing to Tommy Blue from Riverbow from when they last met. So that's something definitely.
The only query I had of Tommy Blue was the 1,000 metres, but in saying that, her best performance was when she dropped back to 1,100 from 1,400 behind Cliffs of Comfort. So I think fresh off a soft trial, I think she'll have the sprint in her legs to be able to run well over 1,000.
Yep. No, I think you're on the money there.
All right. Where we going?
Race number 7. You're all done with the day. We'll see you later, mate. Race 7, the feature race. Now this is the Prince of Wales over 1,000 metres. It's weight for age. This is an ordinary weight for age race. To be honest with you, I don't think the winner, unless Stage Man is, I don't think the winner of the Winterbottom is going to come from this. And this is traditionally the major lead-up race, or one of the major lead-up races to the Winterbottom Stakes. So a little bit deflating in that sense, but look, when life gives you lemons, what do we like to try and do? We like to try and make some lemon juice. So we're going to try and make some lemon. We're going to try and make some lemon juice.
I don't know.
It is lemonade, actually.
It is. No. What's the lemonade you got for us, Terry?
Alright, so from a speed map here, Crib, tell me if I'm wrong here. Mervyn should be jumping and running and rolling.
Yep.
I think Flower or War finds the breeze. I know the blinkers have gone on Valor Road, but I don't know where Valor Road gets to from Barrier 11. Don't think it's super quick early. Just looks a sticky little map for it to be second favourite to me from 11 with Chloe, the apprentice, non-claiming apprentice going on. So it shows you this race lacks that depth. I want to look at a horse by the name of Durandal. I think this horse has been forgotten by the market. It wouldn't surprise me if he's even further forgotten by the market. If you go back 5 months in a Roma Cup, it was the last time he was ridden with aggression. Now, he's ridden with aggression in that race. He settled in the first 3 alongside Vega Magic and the Velvet King. Who are both really nice horses, obviously, and weight for age, proven weight for age horses. He went down in a 3-way photo, beating 0.3 of a length to those 3. Since then, he moved up to the 1,400 metres in the Belmont Sprint. They took the shades off. He went horribly because he was jagged out the back from a wide gate. That's just not his go. No previous successes in life has he had any success. Has he run a race when being jagged out and asked to run on? His Winterbottom placing in 2017 was when ridden on speed. His last victory was when ridden on speed or just off the pace. He's that type of horse who can get on speed, box away. And he's proven a weight for age as well. First up, the exact same thing, they jagged him from the wide alley. He was never in the race, found a bit of trouble at the top of the straight. It was just a complete forget run. So from barrier 2, I've either got him crossing Don't Fuss to the back of Mervyn, or I've got him sitting on the back of Flower or gets rolling. I just think he'll be a tough competitor to get past. I've marked him $13. I don't think he's any certainty, but he's $35 to win, $8 a place. Place heavy, that's each way all day for me.
Yep, fair enough. I'm definitely not going to try and pot a 30 spot because you're on a hide to nothing there, aren't you? you really just say that you're taking the $1.03. So
I will march in here next week if that's the case.
I don't have a lot of interest. I'll be cheering for you. I ended up with, didn't like the race at all. Ended up with Rock Magic on top, probably just because of the true weight for age horse. But yeah, Stageman with him equal favourite at $4. Thought Malibu Style could also run well, but yeah, when I'm starting to get an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old on top, it just shows I've got no interest.
It's not your race.
It's not my race.
It's not your race. Yeah. If I get done, I really hope it's Rock Magic that beats me because that'll be seen heading into the Winterbottom. He's one of my favourites, the 11-year-old. So good luck to Connection. Good luck to Jared Noski as well, who's been chasing a long way to the winner. The next one, the Hostmasters, the Asian Bow Stakes, one of the traditional lead-ups to the Railway. Not a huge amount of interest for me here, Crip. One thing that does stand out is a speed map and how much it suits, or should suit, Red Can Man.
Yeah, 100%. This is probably, if I had to have a next best of the day, I'd probably be with Red Can Man. Just because, like you said, so last start date, that was in the Taxigano race. Right?
Peter Hall was going last year.
Yeah, so we had to go watch footy. So Red Can Man sat outside Money Matters. Money Matters was beaten 15 lengths. Red Can Man was only beaten 2.8, I think, off the top of my head, about 3 lengths.
Yep.
Huge effort. He started before that again, sat outside tempo that was way too fast. Finally gets a race where I think he'll lead or sit up.
100%.
Yeah, he'll find the front.
100%. Taxigano probably goes to the
the only other one, too close to the sun, potentially kicks up, but over 1400 is obviously on Perth Cup prep, so you hope that they'd take a sit. So we have Red Can Man leading. From there, I really like, he's a serious horse, but my query is, by then the southwesterly wind or westerly wind will be really kicking in, and you've got a horse like Inspirational Girl on the minimum, up and comer, who won't be that far behind him, and you've seen it time and time again, this recent white, when you're on a leader and they give a good kick, and then all of a sudden, normally it's Pikey, but it might be Chris Parnham, but this time, and they'll get you in the last 50 metres. So I'm just going to wait and see. If the tracks looks like Leaders or On Pace Brigade are suited, Red Can Man would be a potential play for me, but just because of these wins, I'm happy to wait till the day.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you there. I've marked Red Can Man shorter than the 420. I think we both have than the 420 that's available at the moment. But just get the feeling Inspirational Girl gets the luck required, probably throw back the fence at the top of the straight, and we'll be absolutely motoring at Red Can Man late, but there is no way I'm taking 220 Inspirational Girl. But I could take 420 Red Can Man if we see that the fence is good and especially horses on speed are suited.
Yeah, I had Red Can Man and Inspirational Girl with $3.50 a piece. Like I always said, I always have Bob's horses longer than what they are because I don't know, they are overbet the market in my opinion. But Cup Night, $4.10, the clear, almost equal favourite for me, and I had everything else over 20 to 1, so I'd be very, very surprised if the winner doesn't come from those three.
Yeah, this is a massive 3-horse race, isn't it? So, and I'm guts in Inspirational Girl for the Railway from a few weeks ago, so needs to win this to qualify. So I'll be.
You definitely don't want to take it so
big chance I'll be staying out and just praying. So, the last of the day over the 1400 metres. This is a really cracking finish of the day in regards to a competitive race. This isn't my top pick in my market, but it's one that's gone up miles above my price, and I'm choiceless but to dive in here, and that's Luke's Gold. One of your mates actually, you had a good collection.
I love Luke's Gold.
I don't like Luke's Gold. See, I always like when I find a horse that I don't like or in the past haven't found. First up, Luke's Gold was deep the trip, sort of got the back of Dom to shoot for a bit. It was a huge effort running into second. First up, this is an 8-year-old fresh at the 1200 metres. Just thought it was an outstanding effort to finish as he did. Second up, Chrissy Nicol replaced Lucy Warwick in that super hot race a week ago with Labour Rod, Celebrity Queen, Long Beach. He sat up the final 200 because he was in no man's land. The race was being run and he was in a different hemisphere. Sat up the final couple of hundred and he still ran the fourth quickest last two, only behind those sharp horses. Expecting Lucy to be slightly more aggressive from 12 because there's 4 or 5 complete back markers in this who should all drop out. So I'm hoping she can settle about 8th. Interestingly, with Luke's Gold, went around twice on the 1 week backup last campaign. One of those beat Massimo, and that form obviously speaks for itself. And the other one was the run of the day behind Laurentinio, where nothing main ground, and he actually came from last. It was just, it was by far the run of the day. So, look, I've marked Luke's Gold $12. So I haven't exactly marked this as a certainty or anything, but we're talking $35 and $8 a place. So I'm happy to get involved again. I'm happy for Crip to knock me on another $1.03 chance as well.
Luke's Gold, like you said, is one of mine. Thought his first start run was super. Didn't probably have the same level of excitement about his last run. But in saying that, just the barrier stops me from speculating on him.
Enough aggression early from Lucy.
Yeah, but that's in saying that, if you get a southwesterly wind and there's a strong 3 wide line, and Lucy can get into that, not be too far back, sort of like sort of similar to a first start run, but with cover. Then like I think definitely like he'll go in my 40 for sure. So with the way the track's going, so yeah, can't talk. Definitely won't be talking about Luke's Gold. Again, like the theme of the day, not a heap of interest for me. The one, if I was, in the get out stakes, I'll be probably tipping Carragini Aurora. Thought her couple of runs last prep was super. She really should have won the WA Guineas behind
KC.
KC and Labour, that's it. Pikey was on, got held up really badly. Even the run before that was super as well.
That was fresh 1400, same as this.
Yep. Trial was good enough. Barry 7, sits midfield, and I think she's pretty talented for small trainer Summer Dixon. Only query is, for me, I know it probably would be a bet otherwise, it does have the tendency to miss a kick, missed it in the trial as well, so probably makes me, I marked her $5.10 and I think it's $6.50 about, so not a huge overlay for a horse that's going to miss the kick, and completely
favourite.
$5.10 favourite. Yeah.
Shows how open this race is.
Yeah, exactly. Like True Attraction 360, but from barrier 14, again, Sal Wesley will bring him into play, but I don't know how you can take $3.60 about a horse from barrier 14 that gets back at Ascot.
That's amazing money, isn't it?
Good luck to anyone that's taking that price. Not for me.
All right, your best of the day.
Best of the day, Tommy Blue. Probably the only one I'm really excited about.
Tommy Blue's a mare as well, you realise.
I know.
I did the podcast before, and the whole way through I kept saying him. It's a her. I do apologise to the Martins who own her as well.
I've got. It tells me here, and when I clicked on the race, I went to say he because I don't know how you
Tommy.
Name her
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy Blue, but and then I go, oh geez, it is a
Tommy Lee Jones. That's her.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's doing
anyway, as long as she wins, I don't really care if she's a boy or a girl. So
hopefully she runs
after Los Basil said.
I just heard that on the podcast before. Come on, Basil. She was the young man.
Maybe she's a boy.
Jeez, you can listen to our political podcast just after this one. My best of the day is I'm mainly just going to have two. That's Spotty the dog in the background. You're actually kidding me. I'm mainly having the two bets. It'll be the two roughies, race 7 and 9. I prefer Durandal. They're both 35 to 1, so it's a bit of a fun day for me. The outlay won't be huge, but I'm going to go to Durandal each way as my best of the day.
I like it. The Perth Turf Talk. Kerry Layton is back.
No,
tipping big price
winners for fun.
Alright, that wraps it up again. As we probably realise, it's a day I think where, I know Betfair sponsor us, so we give them a plug, but this is honestly a great day for Betfair because there's not much value in the early prices and we've got a really unpredictable track. So have your markets ready, watch how the track plays and adjust accordingly. I think, there'll be some prices now that you'll see double on Betfair on Saturday. So other than that, as always, if you want to hear a more detailed version of this card, go to the 1-1 podcast. Goes for about an hour and a half, but it is really thorough with BJ Ryan and
Lockie Taylor.
Lockie Taylor as well. So
also known as Brittany's brother.
Brittany's brother. So especially if you need to get through your Friday arvo at work, some good, easy listening.
Yeah, so you put you to sleep.
As always, cripsracing.com.
Fine.
Going well. If you're ever going to jump on, it's a good weekend too because we got Ascot Saturday, also got Kalgoorlie Saturday. I'm sure there'll be a special or two. Haven't found them yet, but there will be. And then I'll probably be staying out of Barker on Sunday, to be honest. But then Melbourne Cup week, obviously, so we got Ascot and Bunbury and even Geraldton on Tuesday. So plenty of meetings coming up. It's going to be busy.
You out there Tuesday?
Don't think so at this stage. You going?
Yeah, I'll be there down in the Stone Butlers. Anyone wants to, I think there's about 1,000 people coming. Anyone that wants to come and have a beer and say hello, I'll be punting frantically on Gerard Bunbury Ascot. And I love it. It's my favourite day of the year. So I don't really talk to anyone until about 5:30 when all the racing ends. But come and say hello at Stone Butlers and have a beer.
Well, I think most punters will be able to about 1 million bets between now and next time we record. So until then, enjoy and gamble responsibly.